This is Jesse's first resuscitation.
To look at someone laying on the ground lifeless, you can't prepare yourself for it.
The gentleman had a big graze on the crown of his head, right on the top of his head.
It was kind of like a lake down here. It was that safe. You just thought nothing was going to go wrong, surely.
First time pulled in water, second ramp. We can't find him yet. Can you get on the bino?
Hearing the words unconscious patient, that's the last thing you want to hear being a lifeguard. I got about 20 metres away in the buggy and Jake was like, Jess, we're on, get ready. And I just looked and there was just 2 people doing CPR on this guy and I knew he was dead when we got there. He was blue in the face and he wasn't breathing. There was a fair amount of people working on this bloke to try and get him back. 2 ambulances, intensive care paramedics, as well as the Jewish emergency service, as well as us, all just trying to work on this one bloke. And he was definitely in a bad way.
The man is a university professor from the United States visiting with his wife. Paramedics intubate the man to provide a clear airway.
Once all the other paramedics arrived, we sort of hand over to them and then they took over compressions and we sort of just trying to help them out where necessary. I think Bisho was, he continued to just like bag up the patient. I was just in shock, just like saying to myself, keep yourself calm.
CPR continues for 30 minutes.
Try doing CPR. There's your CPR monitor.
A defibrillator has been connected, but the man's heart is in a systole, a rhythm which can't be shocked.
He was flatlining, so there was no rhythm at all.
What have we missed? How'd that happen? Conditions are so unbelievable for swimming.
After 30 minutes of CPR, there is still no shockable rhythm for the defibrillator to work.
When the paramedics injected him with the adrenaline, it seemed to have a dramatic effect.
Finally, a breakthrough.
We've got a faint pulse. Yeah, we've got a pulse. I looked at Bisho and I looked at Deano and I looked at Jake and I'm like, he's got a pulse, he's got a pulse. I thought, how good's this? This is the first break to getting this guy back to life.
The question remains, how did this happen in relatively small surf?
I kind of knew I didn't miss anything. We were watching, nothing stood out, but you second guess yourself.
Hoppo noticed a large graze on the man's head.
When I arrived on the scene, I was talking to the wife and she was explaining that they both had their backs to the water and both got hit by a wave, knocked down. She stood back up and he didn't resurface. He would have been knocked over and probably driven head first into the sandbank.
The man was treated in hospital. He's now breathing on his own and will soon begin rehabilitation. One swimmer fights for his life.
He was in big trouble. If he didn't get assistance right away, he was going to drown.
As he's dragged out to sea, the man begins to panic. A clear sign he'll soon run out of energy.
When people are going under, you don't leave anything in the tank. You just put your head down and paddle as hard as you can.
Mouse has just seconds before the man could disappear.
There were moments where I had a good eye on him, on my target, and then moments where I had no idea where he was.
The man can no longer keep himself above water.
I just didn't think he was going to come back up. It's strange, time just slows down. You're hoping for a clean pickup, but it doesn't always go as planned. Lined him up, I was paddling, I had him in my sights, and I was like, I got ya. Yeah. 100%.
Not everyone feels like telling the world about their near-death experience.
Hey, we filmed a documentary about the lifeguards. What happened out there?
There was no way that bloke was giving an interview to the camera crew. Let's go pull away.
Yeah.
Australia's PM is back in Bondi. Or how else can these guys be explained?
I think he's got some heavy artillery security getting around, I think.
Yeah, is he down here?
Point of interest, he's in the water.
Is he in the water? Just trying to get the all clear. It seems all a bit top secret at the moment. I'm even whispering. I was sort of thinking to myself, I wonder if he'll remember me from last time.
Hey, mate, how are you? Good. I met you last time up on the promenade. I thought I'd come and see you.
This
is my son, Alex. How are you, mate? How's the water? Good? It's
beautiful.
It's unreal, isn't it?
Feeling
very safe, thanks to you.
I noticed you were just on the edge of the flag. If I was on the other side, I was going to come and...
You're going to come and pinch me.
The PM, a former volunteer lifesaver, has his own Bondi Rescue story.
I'll tell you what, just about here, many years ago, more than 40 years ago, I did a rescue of a guy who'd
you
had a
picked him up,
stroke.
did you? Yeah.
Just out Ben Buckler.
Yeah.
And I did it in a belt.
No way.
In the old days.
The old belt.
He thought that was all the days of the dinosaurs, these young blokes. It's very tiring. When you get to the patient, you're completely knocked up.
I was going to say,
all
that's
you
why
can
we
do
got the
is hang
tube
on.
now on the board.
You're correct.
Let's get a blue uniform on the bloke.
Good job.
Yeah, cheers.
All right.
Thanks very much.
See you guys.
Cheers, Malcolm.
Today, a letter has arrived bearing the Prime Minister's official stamp.
Yeah, I heard about Jackson having a chat to the Prime Minister the other week, and now this has turned up in my office. Something's turned up in my office, and I'm just a bit worried you're in trouble.
For public safety, a shark detection system has been installed off Bondi, as well as detecting sharks. The buoy serves as a great marker point for lifeguards doing board training.
I've got a phobia of sharks, right? She's like, don't ever come near me. Like, I never want to see one of these things in the water unless I'm in a cage.
9:02 a.m. Jesse and Jethro reach the buoy. It's impossible to see much below the surface.
Once we got to the buoy, we tapped it. Jesse just pinned it for shore. The look of death in his eyes, he just wanted land. We come back up to the tower and Deano was up there laughing. And we're like, what are you laughing at? And he goes, look at this message I just got off Hoppo.
Great white, 9 a.m, 7th of January. So say 3 metres in length.
Look at his face. See? Like, who has that much bad luck? There most probably hasn't been a great white in Bondi in how long? And as soon as me and Jeff pedal out to that yellow buoy, there's a great white out there.
If the great white shark is still in the bay, lifeguards must respond quickly.
Me and Deano weren't doing much. We thought we'd get out there on the ski and have a quick look.
It'd actually be a little bit exciting if we see a great white. I won't be too far away from the jet ski.
Hey, bruv, can I have your NutriBullet if you get attacked?
Yeah. Get in there, mate. Once I got my head under and there was this real deep ledge, all my confidence disappeared straight out the window. Yeah, it was eerie out there because I knew this is exactly where there'd been a great white. I was looking around, looking for shark fins. Go grab my boss because he's been bit in half. Nothing? Nothing.
But Deano isn't giving up on his quest to swim with a shark at Bondi.
And then a bloke actually came up to us with a drone. He said, mate, I've actually just filmed, there's like 15 or 20 sharks out the back. And he showed us the footage and we were like, oh, no way.
You know, they were just cruising round and the fish were moving away. It was quite beautiful.
Grey nurse sharks aren't a threat unless they're provoked.
You know, when we were like out there, it felt like, you know, it was the right thing to do.
Deano takes a closer look.
You could almost think of it like as a reward, you know? We work so hard down here and to see something like that, once in a lifetime opportunity, it's like nature is just giving back, you know?
A few weeks back, Jackson had a chance meeting with Australia's Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull, who was a volunteer lifesaver at Bondi in his youth. Today, a letter has arrived bearing the Prime Minister's official stamp.
Yeah, I heard about Jackson having a chat to the Prime Minister the other week, and now this has turned up in my office. Something's turned up in my office, and I'm just a bit worried you're in trouble.
This is my parking permit.
It's a little bit higher than that.
Yeah, right.
And it's come from the top.
Yeah, right.
So, I don't know what you've done.
Who is it? Who is it? It's gold printed Prime Minister. Dear Jackson, it was great to meet you again at the beach, and I was grateful at this time we had more of a chance to chat. I wanted to write to thank you for showing me the North Bondi new lifeguard post. As I've said many times, the work that you do and your colleagues are doing is vital. You're on the front line helping us all to stay safe at the beach. I think I might have been shaking a little bit, because I had all the boys around there and they all eyes were glued at me and watching me read. I felt like I was up doing public speaking again in grade 12. So thanks once again to you and your colleagues for your tireless efforts in watching over the beachgoers of Waverley Council. Have a safe and happy summer down at Bondi and keep up the good work. Kind regards, Malcolm Turnbull.
Big mouth. So you and the Prime Minister are mates, eh?
Apparently so, mate. I might have to put that up in my room. I'll probably to get it framed or do something special with it, and you know, I can't wait to tell my family and friends about it. It's not something everyone can say that you know that they've got. Personal letter from Malcolm Turnbull.